Fiio is definitely one of the brand that is more well known for its DAPs, DAC, amps, rather than their IMs, and for obvious reason, none of their IMs are really competitive enough, at least until now. So this IM definitely changed my perspective about Fiio's IM. So hello and welcome to Aftersound Review, and this is my review for Fiio JD7. And first of all, thank you for Indonesia for providing with this review net. Well, this IM is cost around $80 and using a single dynamic driver. Well, but right now there are a lot of competition, like the very well known the Juno Titan S, Moondrop Aria, or even the great SIM god EA500. Let's see how do they perform. Well, in terms of build quality, I do think that it's simply excellent. They are all made of metal, and yeah, they do feels like a build, like a sturdy IMs. One thing that they say in this description, that they have vent hole around this part, so it helps with the pneumatic pressure release. But honestly, I don't really feel them when I'm wearing them. And they're using MMCX connector with this kind of rubbery and not really so flexible kind of cable. Ergonomics wise, that I guess that they're okay. They're nice enough. They fit nicely in my ears like this. I don't feel any sharp edges here on there, and they're very stable when I'm wearing them. Just maybe one thing that I don't really like is the cable is kind of stiff. It's not as soft like I want to, but that's minor. Now regarding the tuning of this Fiio JD7, I would say that it's really well balanced, and I can categorize them somehow maybe neutral with bass boost. There's some elevation moderately in the bass area, making things still kind of fun, but after that the mid-range and treble area is tuned linearly, so nothing is really popping at you, but it's in a really well balanced way, so I could simply wear them hearing a lot of music nicely. Let's start from the bass area. I would say that the bass is suitable for a lot of genre because it's still well balanced. You get that punch around the bass area that is full of mid bass and sub, then could dig deep into sub bass. Well, this kind of bass simply okay for EDMs, pop, even hip hop, and a lot of many things. Maybe it's not for bass head because simply the quantity is just moderate, it's not a lot, but other than that, it's a really simply all-rounder kind of bass. Mid-range is tuned beautifully because no matter what kind of music I play at them, I feel there's nothing wrong with its mid-range tuning. When I'm hearing vocal for either male or female vocal, it always sounds full and correct without any shoutiness, or it never goes too thin or thick. It's just well balanced in a really nice kind of way. But maybe it doesn't have any special features on it. If you want something that is really popping with a lot of clarity or really smooth, it's not. It's just really well balanced for simply a lot of music. And the treble area is also smooth and nicely well controlled. It doesn't have any sibilance or sharpness of any tinge of metal. It's just really nicely tuned treble, but maybe just a little bit of nitpicking here. I do feel that there's a lack of air frequencies up there, so the treble itself is not really extended, but still I would say that the tuning of this IM is still really well tuned. Now strangely, this is definitely not the most expensive Fiio IM that I've ever tried, but in terms of tuning and tonal balance alone, this is simply the best. Yeah, at this price point, I would say that this IM has a really nice balanced tuning up from the bottom to the treble area, but maybe only my nitpicking here is the treble is not exactly really extended. Now, the main problem with this IM is not about its tuning or overall tonal balance, it's just about the excitement and impact, because I do feel that this IM is on the laid back-ish side, so it doesn't really pop out at you on first listen, or it's not really jump at you with its a lot of details or anything like that. It's not really clear or like that. It's just really well balanced with good timbre. Now in terms of technicality, actually this IM is not really bad either. It has moderate resolution and also details level, and also has kind of good soundstage for left and right dimension. But in terms of 3D, it's not that 3D, but I would say that the instrument separation and imaging is quite good for the price, but it's simply not as good as this SIMGOT EA500, which I consider to be simply better in overall technical way. But just imagine like this: if you like KeyWear's cadenza, it's definitely like a top version, like an upgraded version of the KeyWear's cadenza. It still maintain its balance, tonal balance, and even I think it's more balanced overall, but it gets better in terms of technical and overall details. Maybe the thing that will make you think that this IM is not really technical because it has this kind of laid back-ish profile on it. The impact of the bass, of the mid-range, of the treble is not really there, so you might feel that this IM has kind of soft attack that doesn't really jump out at you with its detail. Now let's talk about comparison here with the Duino Titan S. I would say that the Duino Titan S is more bright in comparison with thinner mid-range and even less bass. Well, Duino Titan S I would say was my favorite back then. Against Aria, I prefer the Titan S, but right now the Fiio JD7 for me has actually better mid-range to treble profile that sounds more balanced, but and also with more mid bass and simply bass quantity, so making things a little bit more exciting here. But also it has a little bit better resolution overall compared with SIMGOT EA500. I would say that SIMGOT simply sounds still. I'm usually using its black ring because it's simply my favorite. Compared to SIMGOT EA500 with its black ring, I would say that even though SIMGOT EA500 sounds thinner in mid-range area, and also because it has better treble sparkle up there, in terms of impact, dynamics, and attack, the SIMGOT EA500 simply has better. So it's more exciting, it's more pop out of you. And the bass texture is simply more impactful, and you could feel that bounciness of the bass, while you don't really get that in the Fiio JD7. But in the other side, I think that this kind of sound profile, that a little bit thinner mid-range with overall more treble sparkle and more impact, could be a little bit more fatiguing compared to the Fiio JD7. Honestly, I would say they complete each other. Well, the Fiio JD7 it's more for the your laid back time maybe, but still sounds really good, while the SIMGOT EA500 simply for your more exciting playlist, because it simply gives you better energy for that. But as an overall, if you ask me which one would I prefer, I still actually prefer the SIMGOT EA500, but again, that's because of maybe my personal bias. So simply said, if you want an IM that is really well tuned and $80 price point with a really nice mid-range to treble tuning, just a little bit of bass width there, well, this is for you. But please bear in note that it has this kind of laid back-ish profile on it, so it will not jump at you at first with its clarity or its detail at first, but try to hear them, for sometimes you will feel that this IM has a really good tuning. So thank you for watching. This is my final score for its tonality and also its technicality, and that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.